Hello, my friends. I have to tell you, you're going to be hungry after you watch this video. I made this wonderful supper that I think I might have told you about a video before, or maybe one or two before. It's called a summer stew, and it's a very simple shrimp dish, although you can use chicken or some other fish if you want. It's made with white beans, and they call it a lemony shrimp with bean stew. I did this last night, and we had it for supper, and Moosey raved, as always. He's my best critic. Of course he has to be, right? Because he knows he'll get peanut butter and jelly if he says anything wrong. But it's something that called for a bit of leeks in the recipe, but I didn't have leeks, and the last time I cooked leeks, I didn't do a great job of it. So it said you could substitute with shallots or perhaps spinach or something else. Now, I'd never cooked with shallots before, but an onion is similar, although the shallots are a bit milder, I guess. And so I used a regular onion. Well, anyway, I'm not going to tell you any more about it. You're going to enjoy this video, and I'm sure that you'll be making it yourself. Actually, after all the garden work of the past couple of days, I decided I better have some me time. My nails were a wreck, and my hands, and I needed a little bit of my Vaseline slugging time with my skin. So I did that, and I also, by the way, did a little bit of purging. Now, I know I kind of fit that in between some gardening in the past 2 days, but it wasn't heavy purging. It was something that I was doing in my closet. I think I told you we have a small second bedroom here in this tiny cottage. There are no closets in this whole little cottage. And so we sort of turned this little bedroom into a closet room and lined it with those separates of shelves and hanging spaces and spaces up above. And it's really nice, but it needed a lot of purging, and I'm still in there trying to do that with the clothes. But also at the same time, you know how you use your closet? Well, I had my sewing machine in there as well, so there's a lot of things, cans of buttons and fabric and stuff on the shelves. But over the years, and we've been here almost 20 years now, and over the years I've accumulated little baskets and those plastic shoe containers of stuff. Everything from old photographs to you know what. I don't. So I started cleaning some of those out. Now, what you do is you take one at a time and you sit in your bed and you go through them. Well, when you start looking at photographs and everything, the time just slips by. And at least I got through 3 of those little baskets. There's probably 10 or 20 more left, but it was kind of fun going through things, important papers and things from 10 years ago, but it still is purging, and I'm glad of that. But the reason that I mention that, and that was a teeny bit of a rabbit hole story, I did find little bits of makeup, stuff that I had evidently put in a basket, and it wound its way into the closet room, and I never did use it. And one of those things was this L'Oreal Balm, B-A-L-M. And it's a foundation, but a very light one. And it's called, I checked on Amazon, and believe it or not, they still are selling it on Amazon because I don't know how long ago I got this. It's called L'Oreal Age Perfect. And I think it was $14.99, or it is now. And it's such a nice foundation. I think I'm going to use this. I keep saying that if I find something new, but then I always go back to my Wet n Wild Dewy Photo Finish, which is a little bit heavy, but it does cover up my sunspots and whatever else has appeared on my cheeks. But this I love. Look how creamy it is. It's so nice and creamy. And I found that it did cover everything. Now, I don't want to put any more on here because I've already put my bronzer on, but I want to just show you if I can, and I did just put a little bit on there. It's light, and you might like it for the summer. Now, I think the color, when I looked on Amazon, they had it in, a number of colors, or tints, as they say. And this one, I believe, was Fair. That's what it's called. If I can read it, I have to get my magnifying glass out to read it. But if I find something else on here, it says something other than Fair, I'll let you know. But I think you ought to try it. It's a nice summer makeup. And I was going to look up the term balm, but when I read what a balm was, it's basically a light foundation. So there you go. So try it. Age perfect. Now, so far as that fabulous Stetson hat that Moosey had on the other day, I know you said he looked fabulous in it, and he does. Every time he puts on a hat like that, it's hard to get him out of his those baseball caps, especially his Dodger cap, or his helmet, his Army helmet. But he does look good in those. But I have promised the hat to Margie, so she is going to get the hat. Now, what was something else I wanted to tell you? I realized I have too much blush or whatever on. I got to get a little bit of it off here. Okay. Well, I've been gabbing and gabbing away, so I'm going to stop talking. And I think it's time we go into that kitchen and we start this fabulous supper. Come on, let's go. I've been dying to make this. And Moosey's all excited too. We start off with some nice deveined and detailed shrimp. And I've put in a little lemon juice. And now I'm going to zest some of this nice Meyer lemon. 2 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and a little pepper. So I'm making this lemony shrimp and white bean. They call it a stew for some reason or other, but it's not a lot of liquid in it. But that's what it is. With herbs, they call for leeks in there, but I'm not doing leeks. I'm substituting an onion, a full onion, and perhaps a little bit of shallot. I've shown you a little earlier. My shrimp has been marinating and it's ready to cook. And I'm just going to cook it for a minute or two right in my pan, which is sizzling with the butter in it right now, a couple of tablespoons of butter. So I'm starting that now, and then we'll get back to discussing this. It smells delicious. It really does. It has 2 cloves of garlic, remember, in there, lemon juice, lemon zest, and a teaspoon of paprika, salt, and pepper. And I don't want to cook these too long. And then we'll get to the rest of it. Now I have to turn. So I'm going to turn the shrimp over with these. It's so hard to see when they're turning pink with all the pink liquid here. I think that's it. I'm going to turn it off now. Now I'm going to take the shrimp and I'm just going to put those aside. And then I'm going to proceed with cooking the onions and what herbs I have here. I have some oregano, I have some chives, and I've picked some basil, all from my garden. And then I'll add the beans. Now, they really basically just have to warm up because they're already cooked. And I have a choice of some beans here, and we'll go over and look at those now. Believe it or not, I have never cooked with a shallot. It's supposed to be just like an onion, and they say that if you don't have any leeks, you can substitute this, but it's milder than an onion, and I think I'd rather have the onion taste. and then just put in my herbs and kind of leave it at that. And this will be my greens. So what should I do? You know, I think I'm going to use the onion and forget about these. Moosey probably would prefer the cannellinis. I also have some Great Northern. I'm going to put 1 can in and see if that's enough. And I am going to put this over some pasta, just enough to give it some body, because otherwise it would just be a lot of shrimp with some garnish in there. And I don't think that's enough for Moosey. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get busy getting my basil ready to do my, what is it called? Chiffonade. And, ooh, look at that big leaf. My basil is doing beautifully. I just wish that my dill was, but the dill is really giving me problems. And I love dill, as you know. I have it every day with my veggies. You can put any particular garnishes that you like in. Really, it doesn't matter, honestly. Just whatever you prefer. I also picked a little bit of chives. I love chives. Now, some people have put spinach in, or another green if you like. You can add whatever you like to this. Some of the comments have been that it's a rather mild tasting meal. So Lucy and I kind of like ours spiced up a bit, but he doesn't want me to put cilantro in, so I won't. Okay, the basil is all chopped, and I'm working on the chives right now. And I have the water ready to go for the pasta. So what are we choosing here? Let's go cannelloni. I might put a few garbanzo beans in. Oh, I didn't chop up the onions yet. Let me start those. Boy, it's been hot here. Thus my hair is up again. It's kind of short for my updo, but I'm sure in a couple of weeks it'll be okay. Let's go over to the pot. I already have my butter and some olive oil in here. Being a messy cook today. So I will open up these with my nice new can opener. Okay, I've opened up the beans. I'm gonna wash the beans and throw that in. So I put some butter and olive oil in here with the onions and the greens. So while they're sauteing, I think I'll wait and put the beans in just a minute. And then everything goes together, and I'm gonna start the water for the pasta. This is going quickly. Well, I've put the beans in with the onions and the greens, and I put a little bit of the juice in that these were cooking in. So these will go in next, and as soon as the pasta water's ready, we'll put the pasta in and we will eat. You know, I don't smell as much garlic as I would like to smell. My glasses are fogging up. I might put a little bit of my minced garlic in the jar just to give it a little more garlicky taste. You know, sometimes you have to do what you think you want to do to it, and this always gives it a nice taste. You know, it's that minced garlic, and it is garlicky. I think even more so than the fresh garlic cloves. So I'm gonna put some of this in. I hope I don't ruin it. I did. I put about half a teaspoon in. You know, you can spice up your, I don't know how you like your meals sometimes. Sometimes the shrimp needs a little something. I know it had enough lemon in it, but sometimes the lemon is overtaken by the other spices. The recipe calls for 2 cups of chicken broth. However, I'm not going to put that much in. That might be too much liquid. I'm just going to put maybe a cup in and see what that does. Water is boiling. I'm going to put the pasta in, and then we'll wait probably about 12 minutes, and that'll be it. and everything's on. I'm not putting the shrimp back in until the very last minute because I don't want those shrimp to be overcooked. Serving this with some sourdough toast, and you can hear the water boiling with the pasta. Tell me, what would you have substituted for the leeks if you didn't use the leeks? Would you have used the shallots? I'm dying to find out how they taste. I'll have to find a recipe where I will use these, but I just know the taste of my onions, and I do like that. You know, you could also have put some celery in, as I say, spinach, whatever you like with some of these meals. As you know, I kind of do my own thing with some of these, but these look good. I just tasted one and it's good. It's not overcooked. It does have the lemony taste, and I hope the garlic is going to be in there. I don't get too much of a garlic taste. I should have, because my cloves were rather large that I put in here, but we'll see. So I'll just add this to that as soon as the pasta's ready, and then I will plate, I will toast the bread, and Moosey will test. This is my taste test. It's a little hot. I just dying to taste it. Ooh. I do taste lemon. I do taste a little garlic, not too much. And I do, I just got the taste of the beans. I think that's going to be good. Now, the mixture is soupy. There's a lot of liquid in there, and that's why they call it a stew, I'm sure. And of course, I added the broth in there on top of the lemon juice. And if we're putting this on pasta, it won't stick to the pasta. And they said you could thicken it if you wanted to. I might thicken it a little bit. We'll see. It's finished, and I'm going to put it on top of the pasta. I did thicken it because it was a thing to do. I have to wait till the toast gets done. One more side. Toast will come up. I'm going to put it on top of the pasta. So I will serve this on top of the pasta. It looks like each one of us will get probably about 10 shrimp. Looks yummy. It was the right thing to do to thicken it, because if you're serving it on pasta, it would have been too runny, I think. I think this was my idea to do. Oh, yummy. And there's plenty left over. So, as soon as that toast pops up, I'll serve Moosey. A little pepper. And here you have it. Savory, lemony shrimp summer stew. Does that look good? And I'm hot in this kitchen, and we're going to
Taste
eat.
the lemon. I can taste paprika.
Can you? Good.
And I can taste,
Garlic?
no,
What?
shallots.
No, they're not in there. It was an
I
onion.
was making it up.
I know you were.
I knew your recipe, but I thought.
I know. I can't wait to eat mine. Take a bite. Yummy?
Mm.
And it is a lemony, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I used a Meyer lemon.
Perfect.
Good, good. Enjoy. Do you like my new earrings? When I saw Deb last week at the graduation party, she, as usual, had that big bag that came with some clothes and some jewelry this time that went along with the Stetson hat. And these earrings were part of it. I always, it's like almost like Christmas when I get a bag from Dub. For some reason or other, she purges all the time now. And I think I've told the story about Dubby when she was living at home as a young girl. Her room was a disaster, just disaster, with clothes on the floor and everything all over the place. And I don't know what happened as she grew older. I think it might be her hubby. Barry is a neatnik, and I think gradually she has gotten into better habits. I didn't think people could change that way, but she has. And she purges all the time. New things, too. I can't understand it. And in the next video, I think we're going to get back to a few little pieces of fashions. As I'm putting some of the things that I'm saving out in my storage closets in the shed, I have found a couple of things that I wanted to share with you. And somebody the other day, I think it was my friend Lady W, she had seen one of the old videos from last summer where I had picked up a couple of Hawaiian muumuus. And I talked about muumuus, and they're so comfortable. The day that I modeled the muumuus, well, a couple days in a row, I was having a me day outside. And it was a nice breezy day, and I had the muumuus hanging up on the umbrella. And these muumuus I had gotten at Walmart, and they were on sale. I'm going to bring them out again because as the temperature seems to be going up all over the country, I think these muumuus are the way to go this summer, especially if you're around the house. They're so airy and comfortable. And even I see very stylish women in them in the markets. They're not just what I might call a house dress or a house coat. Some of them are really pretty. The ones I picked up 3 of them. And they have a nice big sleeve on them. They have a lowish neck, not real low, but low enough to not have anything around your neck, and a couple of ruffles as it goes down so that it's nice and full. It has that gathers from the bust down to, so it's not hugging you anywhere. So I'll be pulling those out probably within the next video or two and show them to you because I think they go along with the patio relaxing time. Well, I want to thank you so much for enjoying the last couple of videos. I know a lot of you say, I'm still here, Nanny. I'm still here. I have to tell you a funny rabbit hole story also about Lady W. She was talking about purging, and I was talking about my coffee cups that I had found in my cupboard, 24 coffee cups. Couldn't figure out how I had collected those. And so I was talking in the video about it, and she made a comment on that video that she had seen somewhere that somebody had been making little tiny fairy gardens out of pretty teacups and unusual coffee cups. Well, what do you think happened? An idea came to my head, and I thought, W, why did you have to tell me that? I went through my cups, and believe it or not, I picked out 1 or 2 of the very pretty floral ones to save to make some little teeny fairy gardens. That reminded me of sitting on the back of my van, pulling out something that I had forgotten about and wanted to wear, going through those. You know, that's the secret. You all say, get those bags off to the charity shops or the thrift shops, wherever you're going to take them. Don't keep them hanging around the house because there's always something that you think you purged and you go out and go through it. So no more of that. I only kept 2 cups anyway. Are you having fun with all my little videos that I'm surprising you with at certain times? I've been reading about the best time to put up a video on YouTube on certain days, and I'm trying to follow that schedule, mainly because I'm so confused about what's happening to my channel. And a lot of you wrote back and said, you know, every once in a while, I get unsubscribed, and I'm not doing that myself. And that's never happened to me with anything else, or at least I haven't checked. And I thought, well, maybe a lot of people say tell your subscribers to check to see if they're still subscribed. So I'm asking you, please, to just check because it's been going down. And at the same time, in my analytics, YouTube says that my viewership is increasing. So I'm confused. So just check and see if you're still subscribed, okay? I would appreciate it. So thanks again so much for being here with us. Moosey and I appreciate it so much. I'll see you real soon. I've been doing great getting videos out. Enjoy the weekend. Bye for now. I love you all, and God bless us all.